Jack, as I was getting ready for the show, I had a thought.
Uh-oh.
Why is the fiddle a country thing? Doesn't that seem more like a rock thing? Like playing a violin like you're really mad at it. Doesn't that seem more rock and roll than country?
It would seem more classical music to me, but country, yeah, I don't know why that one fell into country music because that really could. If you made a violin electric, it could be pretty badass. Make
Yeah,
it really haunting, like something Typo Negative would be doing, like their cello. But I don't know. Maybe it's just not meant to succeed.
I guess. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. My sinuses are acting up, and I'm tired. Beyond that, I'm all right. How about yourself?
My legs feel like somebody's beating the hell out of them, but otherwise I'm all right.
No. Well, maybe you should stop hiring that Viet Cong guy to hit you with a bamboo stick all the time.
I feel like my wife is hitting me in my sleep or something because good God.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah,
Might be the cat.
not doing too bad. I really do need to get new glasses though. I'm wearing my glasses because things have gotten really bad with my one eye being like that.
Yeah.
So I finally like, fuck it, I'll wear my glasses I've been wearing again, but I need bifocals, Jack.
Yeah, it's because we're old.
My up close viewing is perfect. And I go to pick up my phone when I'm wearing my glasses and I look down and it actually makes me a little bit dizzy how fucking blurry it is.
Yeah, I have to read either holding something about 3 feet away from me or taking my glasses off to read it because I need bifocals. I needed them like 2 years ago, but I don't have money to buy glasses. And I don't like going to the eye doctor, honestly.
You have my prescription right here. I'm 2050 and I don't know how bad that is, but it's worse than the glasses I'm wearing. Monk needs a monocle. Nah, that would make, well, I probably could get away with that. When I went to the eye doctor, they gave me a patch for one of the tests that they were doing.
Uh-huh.
And the guy said, I can throw that away or you can keep it. I'm keeping it. I have an eye
might
patch
need
now.
this.
I just think it's cool. Fuck, that's my Halloween costume now. I got a very expensive Halloween costume. All right, Jack, we're here to talk about news and shit and other things because we're very specific about what we do here.
Yeah, you know.
I think I want to start with Nancy Mace, honestly.
Mace, just in case.
It is my favorite story of the day.
Yeah.
I don't even really know what she was trying to convey.
I'm telling you, I know exactly the message she was trying to convey.
So Nancy Mace goes into the meeting of the Republicans today. They're in the House. They're all getting, they're trying to figure out who's going to be their new leader, whether it's going to be Scalise or I forgot his name. Jordan. Thank you, Jim Jordan. And as she's going in there, she's wearing some interesting clothing. And
nice and tight. I mean, what?
Hang on, I want to turn off the volume on that because it's just background noise. Anyway, so this is what she decided to wear for some damn reason. She wore a shirt with a scarlet A on it.
Yeah, she's big into the anarchy movement in the 80s.
And somebody asked her, like, what does this mean? And she goes, it's my scarlet letter.
So you're a whore.
We get the scarlet letter part of it, but why are you wearing a shirt that announces you're an adulteress?
Well, notice how the A is perfectly positioned between both boobies, like an arrow for my wiener.
I saw that too. I mean, it points right to her cleavage as though you could miss it.
I know. It's a very nicely framed shirt. It really hugs her boobs quite nice.
It really does.
You know what? She is totally not my type, but I find her weirdly attractive.
Before we get started, let me get a couple of these. Thank you, Russell Dixon, before the show said, Hamas or Russia, who uses nuclear weapons first? Just asking. My money would be on Hamas if that's our two choices.
Yeah, well, Iran, Hamas, same thing. So
I think they are far more likely to use it than Russia is. And Evolved Potato, thank you. That actually makes me kind of glad my vision gets really fucked up a couple of inches away from me so I can just wear my normal glasses all the time. Much easier than having to do that block magic fuckery that is bifocals.
Yeah, well, wait till after 40, buddy. That shit ain't getting any better.
Look, I'm just very happy that Ben Franklin existed.
Yeah, we had a lot of good geniuses that made cool stuff.
Okay, so yeah, Nancy, I don't know what her particular thing is. I think she just thinks that the A stands for persecution.
Yeah, I think that's what she was going for, as opposed to I fuck married dudes.
Yeah, Hester Prim was not, somebody who voted out the other Speaker of the House. What the fuck? I love when these politicians try to do something meaningful like this. They're trying to express something, and instead they just she might as well be wearing a scarlet S for stupid.
I think somebody else is wearing the S. Maybe there's somebody wearing a U, and they're trying to spell USA.
Oh,
And
maybe
the U didn't show up, so it just looked like as.
ass. I tend to like Nancy Mace. She annoys me sometimes, but she does a decent job when she's in committee and stuff. But good God, this was a bad. Okay, hang on. If you're a 13-year-old boy today and you see this is a great look. But as a member of Congress trying to make a statement, this is just a horrible look.
I liked it. I think it worked. It's a little unprofessional, a bit on the Fetterman side of the dress code, but because it highlighted boobies, I'm okay with it.
This is an informal meeting of the Republicans. This isn't the full House, so the dress is a little bit more relaxed. But why are you coming in with a shirt that's saying you take dick you're not supposed to be?
Yeah, and I'm glad she brought her Duff with her.
Yeah.
Feel bad for him because he's actually dressed business casual, and she decided to dress like a dirty hoe. But this just means I have a chance.
Indeed, it does, because apparently she puts out for people who aren't her husband.
She has loose morals.
She has loose morals and labia.
And those are the type of chicks that'll sleep with me. Call me Nancy.
Maybe it means asshole. It's an anarchist shirt. No, she specifically said this is my scarlet letter. So she was going for some kind of I'm persecuted bullshit.
Yeah. I think she confused the crucible with scarlet letter.
Yeah, so that's one of the leaders of our Congress today.
They think I'm a witch. No, that's not what that means, honey.
We have a few members of Congress that we're going to talk about. Where is... All right, I'll probably just have to look her up. See what Marjorie Taylor Greene said?
Which time? That bitch says a lot of stupid shit.
Today, she put out a statement on Twitter. Where the hell is it?
I did see this, and it's dumb.
Yeah, about the speakership. She says, the only speaker I will support... I can put this on screen. Never mind. Before I read it to you, I'll let you guys read it because probably be better than me doing it. The only speaker I will support is one who will hold Democrats accountable because the American people are tired of their corruption and fed up with getting their teeth kicked in every single day by this communist administration. Okay. All right. That's fine. But you backed McCarthy in the original speaker vote and in the ouster.
Uh-huh.
The people are tired of you. You already supported somebody who doesn't meet your own standard twice.
Look, monkey. You're not supposed to point these things out.
This is why I tell you this woman's a fucking idiot, man. I know a lot of people like her because she stands up and causes a ruckus, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, she's still an idiot.
Yeah, every now and then she says something relatively intelligent, but 90% of the time it's just be quiet, lady.
Yeah, just shut the hell up.
I know you think you're helping. You're not.
And our final contestant from the world of our what's it called? House of Representatives. Oh, before we get there, Cryptic, thank you so much. We need to send Mickey in her Hobbit hole to rescue the Israeli hostages. They won't hear or see her coming at them. Hobbit infiltration squad. Well, there you go. Go save everybody, Mickey. By the way, hi, Mickey. Hi, Nuts. How are you, sweetheart? I was talking to... I forget to say hi to Nuts if I'm talking to her in the chat beforehand. I was very active in the chat beforehand today because I was fucking around on Twitter and getting stuff ready, and I get easily distracted. So,
you?
Yeah. All right, our final contestant on who's the dumbest member of Congress today is Rashida Tlaib. I'm just going to tell you she wins by default.
Well, she is really dumb. So
this American-hating anti-Semite who's in our Congress, she was confronted today.
Congress.
She was confronted today.
What?
Terrorists have cut off babies' heads and burned children alive. Do you support Israel's rights to defend themselves against this brutality?
I don't know if you heard. She's asking about the atrocities that are going on there, and the guy who's that big fat guy that's in the screen right there. His response is Jesus.
I don't think Jesus was involved in this, though. This is the Jews and the Arabs. Jesus is not involved in that.
Do you support their right to defend themselves from this brutality? Jesus. Yeah. By the way, this goes on for like over a minute.
You can't comment about Hamas terrorists chopping off babies' heads.
We just had a huff from her there. That's the best answer we get from her.
Yeah.
Do you have a comment on Hamas terrorists chopping off babies' heads?
Any comment? Anything you want to say about dead babies? Anything? She's very pro-Palestinian. I don't know if you guys know this. This fucking bitch has a Palestinian flag outside of her office.
Well, she's a scumbag, so there's that.
What Hamas has done, chopping off babies' heads, burning children alive, raping women in the street.
Oh, we got a dirty look from her. A dirty... How about no? I don't agree with that. You can still be like, hey, I think the Israelis are too oppressive, but yeah, I absolutely disavow this fucking shit that they're doing. Can't even say that. Just like, how dare you? And give her a dirty look.
I expected her to say something like, they'll just grow 2 new ones in place of the first. Something like that, because she's kind of dumb and incredibly ignorant.
Yeah. All right, let's finish up with this here. Oh, thank you, Cryptic. Mickey would have roundhoused her with a step stool. Can you do that? I feel like she'd fall off.
No, they got big feet for that balance.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I don't think Mickey's a hobbit. Apparently Jack does, Mickey. Just saying.
I don't know. I've never seen Mickey.
Me neither, but
children's heads being chopped off.
Here's my favorite part.
Congressman, why do you have the Palestinian flag outside?
Now, this is my favorite part. She has the big fat guy protecting her. The other chick comes up and puts her arm around her, and she's got her hand on the side of the elevator there, like, excuse me, like she's just been through some shit.
Oh, this is so traumatic. Words of violence.
Oh my goodness. How dare you?
How dare
she didn't answer. She didn't answer on the third 3 times. Why do you think she'd answer on the 4th? The idea is not that she's actually going to answer. It's just to prove that she won't just come out and denounce this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look how it's such a traumatic experience. Oh my God. I can't believe I was asked about my support of terrorists. Yeah. Fuck Tlaib and Cori Bush. And who was the other one that made that really stupid statement?
Ilhan Omar?
No, Omar's wasn't as bad. Omar and AOC were a lot more reserved than the rest of the squad. AOC's was really stupid, but not nearly as bad as like Tlaib's, where she's like, we really got to stop the Jews from causing this shit. I'm paraphrasing, but only barely. So yeah, fuck the squad and their support of terrorism. But there you go, guys. We had 3 members of Congress. I'll let y'all vote. Who was the dumbest? Was it Nancy Mace in her adultery shirt? Marjorie Taylor Greene saying she's never going to support somebody who she's already supported twice, or Rashida Tlaib refusing to just say, "Yeah, terrorism is bad." Give me a number. You got 1, 2, and 3. That's our Congress, Jack. Now, dumbest. I'm actually probably going to go with Mace, because look, and Marjorie Taylor, she's just playing politics. She's now trying to play it up. Her side got beat, so now she's going to pretend she was on the side that actually cares about, conservative values.
Yeah.
It was actually very smart for Tlaib to keep her fucking mouth shut, because we all know she supports terrorism, and she'd have had to say so. So mine goes with hey, I'm an adulteress, because that's just stupid.
Since I'm really turned on by Nancy Mace's jubblies for some reason, and she's not anywhere near my type, I'm gonna have to go with Nancy Mace, just being like the best of the group, because I kind of want to bone her. I don't know why, so I'm not gonna insult her. So I'm gonna default to Rashida Tlaib, because she's a piece of shit.
Resolute German in chat says, that's why you don't vote for women. In fairness to women, it was a man who thought Guam could flip over.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
Just in fairness to the women folk, there's a lot of really dumb guys in there too. Today, it just happened to be all 3 of these women, which popped up on my timeline. I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking with me. Oh, I think God just likes me to have a good time. If there's a God out there, he has a hell of a sense of humor. And I do say he, because we all know women don't, they're not funny.
That's true.
Just kidding. All right. Anyway, Jack. So let's get to our main topic of the night. We're gonna move away from the Israeli stuff. We might get back to it later, because I did have some interesting arguments that I'd like to share, some information on. But I thought we'd take a break from Israel and look at wet butthole lips.
That's not a sentence you hear very often. And we haven't talked about this guy in literal years, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I brought up his name. Dangerous points out it was a man who thought that fire alarm opened the doors. In fairness to that, no, he didn't. He was lying.
Yeah, that was just a sad lie.
It was a congressman who thought that pulling the fire alarm would stop the vote, but yeah, fucking idiot. Anyhow, our topic of the day is Mr. Steve Shives, who for some reason starts his video thus. We get to see him bent. I guess he's getting up off his favorite dildo or something. For those of you who don't know, Steve Shives is an old school SJW. He actually started out more on the anti-SJW side, Jack, and he comes from the old atheism days on YouTube.
Yeah.
And atheism, for those of you who haven't been around the political side of YouTube, a lot of the debates and stuff you see now all stem from atheism arguments. And the atheists basically just beat down all the Christians that they could find. And they got bored and they're like, we need to do something else. And so they came up with this thing called Atheism Plus. Remember Atheism Plus?
Unfortunately.
Atheism Plus is what led to the splinter of the atheist group, where one side is like, no, I don't want to go support feminist bullshit. And the other side was like, hang on a second. Thank you. The other side was like, no, we have to support the feminists. That's important. Intersectionality. And you saw some of the people like Steve Shives go over to the hardcore feminist part. And he's probably most famous for blocking people who've never even heard his name.
Yeah. Yeah, he blockchains so much.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still blocked by him, and I don't think I've ever interacted with him.
Oh, I don't remember if I earned my block from him or not.
Oh, with you, probably.
I know I earned my one from Christy Winters. Most of that group I did earn my block from, but I think I hadn't spoke to him on Twitter yet. But anyway, Cryptic, thank you so much. I was at Old Chicago in a massive argument about Dems being commies and the current Israel conflict. And as usual, he was a typical Dem saying he's a left libertarian. I said, that's like saying I'm a capitalist socialist. What the fuck? Yeah. It's like being Hassan. That's exactly what it is. Left libertarian is not a thing. Cryptic, thank you so much. Steve got them wet them wet DSL lips. Thank you so much. For those of you who don't know what DSL lips are, you're gonna have to look that one up on yourself or on your own. We're a family friendly
search is off.
Man, my eyes twitching and won't open. That's fucked up. It's, you know what it's doing? It's trying to protect me from Steve Shives.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
All right, Steve's here to tell us why not everything should be up for debate.
Oh, hang on. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. I was so inspired by the grace of Biden's speech to comfort the victims of Hamas. He has provided proven leadership to bring peace to the world. Biden will be awarded a peace prize. Trump was so volatile. Look how many wars were started under the Trump administration. I know, right? It's crazy. Peace in our time. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right. I got a couple here real fast. I'm just waiting for it to load back up. Thank you, Keldrig, who said Steve Shives and his world-famous dick-sucking lips. I guess I did say it. And thank you, Johnny Hellcat, who says, one side said no, the other side, let me check with my wife first. Yes. Steve had a major change in his belief system when he got married. He's since been divorced and cucked out.
Yeah.
And he's still held on to that same stupidity. Yeah. And for all the people who say dick sucking, I don't see it. I see butthole lips.
Yeah,
that's
he
what
looks
I
like a prolapsed anus.
Yeah.
The moisture on his lips. I've never seen anyone whose lips were that moist before.
Ramaswamy spits when he talks and his lips aren't this wet.
Yeah.
All right. So Steve apparently is getting up off the shitter or something. What is this? What is this pose?
I don't know.
All right. Before we get into it, Jack, you want to guess what he's talking about when he said not everything should be up for debate?
Is this some sort of anti-free speech thing?
I mean, it is, but there's a specific thing that he's objecting to there being any debate over.
Is it climate change?
No, that's a good guess. Let's just find out, shall we?
Yes.
You know, there are times when All
right, why would you start recording there?
Why is he in his murder dungeon?
He's starting his laundry. He starts the recording as he's starting his washer or dryer. I'm not sure which one.
To be fair, I do that too when I'm filming my laundry.
But you're filming your laundry.
Oh, yeah, I guess there's that.
Is this supposed to make him look like the common man?
Yeah, yes, he does the same thing little people do, like laundry, because he no longer has a wife. Thank you, disgruntled technician. Just opened the stream. Thanks, guys. I'd actually forgotten about this guy. I appreciate being reminded. Sarcasm. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Is that appropriate? Yeah, I forget he exists too. I don't think about Steve Shives. I can't even remember the last time I heard his name anywhere. It's been years, literally.
I think Bering did a video about him maybe 6 or 8 months ago.
I probably missed that one.
I know he's done one not that long ago. This was brought to my attention, and I don't care about Steve Shives, but it really does give us what he says here. It's common thinking with a lot of lefties, and it's dangerous thinking, and it's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, you know, his pop culture stuff is fairly interesting sometimes when he does stuff on Star Trek, stuff like that. I find it interesting. I don't always agree with him, obviously, but at least he's a fan of that stuff. When he does these political things, they're just lazy. I'm like, you're dumb.
Thank you, Q says Steven Crowder steals Monk's jokes. Steve Shives steals Jack's laundry. I'm beginning to see a pattern.
Yeah, it's true.
Stop stealing from us, people. And for the record, Crowder steals some of Jack's jokes too.
Yeah.
Just to be fair. All right. He's gonna say something really dumb here real fast.
Wonder to myself if the rise of debate culture isn't the worst thing to happen to this country. And perhaps
Oh, there it is. The rise of debate culture might be the worst thing that's happened to this country, Jack.
Oh, so you want to get rid of the presidential debates?
Well, the entire country started because of debate.
Yeah, people disagree.
It's not like everybody in the colonies was like, yeah, kick the British out. There were long debates about this shit.
Yeah, it was only like, what, 10% of the population was up for actually separation?
And then after we kicked them out, there's a huge debate about how to set up our own government.
Yeah.
He might have heard of this thing called the Federalist Papers.
No, I don't think he has.
Maybe the Anti-Federalist Papers, which don't get as much play, but are also important to read.
No, I don't think he's heard of those either.
The Federalist Farmer, ring a bell? Alexander Hamilton? Any of this shit?
Nope. Not ringing any bells here. Dead dudes on money don't mean much to Stevie here.
The rise of debate culture in this country started when we were deciding to kick the fucking British out.
Yeah, but Steve lives on the internet, so...
Oh my God. JB, thank you so much. Don't know if I should be saying this, but I know you are a huge Tom McDonald fan. Well, I guess he might do an interview with JD Delay at some point. I was never here. Have to, Jack, please. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I am a fan of Tom McDonald. I really don't like his new song, the latest song, Chrome. It's done more in the style of normal rap where they're just bragging about how badass they are.
Oh, yeah.
And mostly it's mostly the three of them going, I was a bad child.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
All right. And it's not even catchy or anything. It's got a thumping beat to it, which is nice. But the rest of it, I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Thanks, JB.
But yeah, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Cryptic. Look, Jack, his lips are so wet. Postmenopausal women get jealous enough to buy a lube and a pocket rocket for those lonely nights. Okay, I just gagged writing this. My apologies. No, don't apologize, Cryptic. That was gross and funny at the same time.
Paul asks, who's Tom McDonald? Tom McDonald is an internet rapper. He's gotten big on the internet. He really kicked off with what was the song?
I hope that's rhetorical. You know I don't listen to him.
No, I'm thinking out loud to myself. The second song that really blew up for him was a song called White Boys, which is a really good song. He does a lot of songs that are political in nature and a lot of them that deal with drugs and alcohol that he's fought with his whole life and dealing with the music industry. I enjoy them. I really like Tom McDonald. Anyway, back to Butthole Lips here, who doesn't think a country formed on debate, should have any debate. What a fun! See, this is what I said. It's not necessarily even him, because this isn't shit we haven't heard from other people.
The science is settled, monkey. He's right. You're all wrong. Accept it or get blocked.
Yeah. Don't worry. Later, he tells us debate is okay.
Look at that gray patch in his beard too. He's getting old to be thinking so childishly.
No shit.
Perhaps even to Western civilization in general, since the advent of the internet in its modern and familiar form. Because the thing about debating someone is...
I love that face he made there, like he was trying to squeeze out a dookie.
Yeah. Thought forming. Now.
When you have a debate, it's implicit that both sides of the debate represent valid points of view. And both
No, that's not true. When we debated Hunter Avalon, it wasn't that he had a valid point of view. The reason I was arguing against him is because he didn't have a valid point of view. his own sources didn't back up what he said.
Oh, no, I think Steve is saying only my view is valid. Yours is stupid and nobody should even think about it.
Hold that thought. I told you later he tells us debate can be okay, right? All debate means is that there's a disagreement. It can be anything. One side, both sides could be fucking retarded.
No, his side is always right, Monkey, and your side is always wrong if it in any way varies from his.
Sides of the debate deserve to be taken seriously and given a hearing in the forum in which the debate takes place. And
no, again, I disagree with that. If you're talking a formal debate, like a debate team thing, I mean, even then, a lot of the arguments are stupid. But no, it's never about them having valid. It's just them having a point of view, you dumbass. I laugh at people constantly in debates because they're stupid.
True.
He's we're not talking about necessarily. Well, I don't want to get ahead of what he has to say here.
And the problem is,
please tell us.
Not all points of view deserve that. Not all points of view are valid.
Yeah, that's why you argue against him, dickhead.
What?
Points of view deserve to be taken seriously and to be put up for debate.
Dry your lips off and answer me this. Who gets to decide that?
He does.
Who gets to decide that no, sorry, that's not up for debate. Let's say we go back to, I don't know, Jack, 1860. At a time when a lot of people were like, no, slavery should be good. What if at that time they're like, hey, slavery's a thing. It's settled science.
That was basically Mississippi's argument.
It really was.
They can't handle themselves alone. They need the whitey.
A lot of things that you, sir, Mr. Shives, think are settled and should not be argued are fucking retarded. Why do you get to be the one who says, hey, that person doesn't get to speak because their view is wrong?
Also, for the majority of history, they would have been considered witchcraft.
And not all things that could potentially be debated ought to be debated. For example, just to pick an example, just completely off the top of my head.
Sure, he didn't think about this in advance. Off the top of my head. Anybody here believe that he didn't have this in mind when he started his laundry video? Steve, you're not the common man. You're a butthole lip dickhead. Stop trying to. Oh, maybe those are penis lips, Jack.
No, I think they are some sort of butthole simulator gone awry.
If you pull back on the tip of your wiener, the opening kind of splits open and it's all wet right inside there.
Oh, that's a terrifying image. Thank you for that.
That's what his lips are. I'm positive now because he's a dickhead.
No, his head's not shaped like
that.
Maybe if it was on top of his head.
That's a pee hole.
No, because it's surrounded by pubic hair. At best, it's labia lips. Really,
Mr. Dax. Labia. Mr. Dax, I'm so sorry to read this in the middle of that conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Dax. I dislike the cringy debate me bros, but debate is one of the cornerstones of Western civilization. Not all debate has to be hoity-toity debaters, but exchange and conflict of ideas, even dumb ones, is in our foundation. Well, just to give you an example, today I was arguing, and like I said, maybe we'll get back to it, but I was arguing with people about the reality in the Gaza Strip. And this woman told me that the average lifespan in the Gaza Strip is 19 years old. I was like, what? And that their average age, and she actually meant median age, is 15. Which is true. Their median age is I think 16.
Yeah, but median does not mean lifespan. That means it's the average age of the people there.
Mm-hmm. And she said both of those together, and then later claimed that she mixed up lifespan with median age because sure she has a sinus infection.
Yeah, sure you did, honey. Sure you did.
There's no reason to look, I have no illusions about the fact that I would change her mind, because somebody who just makes shit up like that because they want to hate somebody, they're not. However, there's a lot of people who read what I write, Jack, and they'll get the information. Go, oh yeah, see, here's the real facts. Debating somebody's not about changing their mind or even saying that their idea is good. Actually, if you're debating them, you're literally arguing that they're wrong. That's why you debate them. Otherwise, it's called agreement. What the fuck are you talking about, dumbass?
It was a debate.
Thank you, Cryptic. He looks like a deep-throated of a cucumber. Ew.
No, I always thought that, one of those man-made vaginas would look like. That would be Steve Shives' mouth.
Oh yeah, that's
a split penis, is what that is.
He's a fleshlight.
No, he's one of those like inverted wieners that they give trans people.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Evolved Potato. This idea is precisely why Christianity developed into modern Western civilization and why Islam is still stuck back in their barbarian ways. Christianity opened itself up to debate. Though it was slow, it let people talk. In Islam, you're just killed. Yeah, well, nobody likes a heretic, right?
All right. Steve's going to give us his totally off the top, just thought of it example.
Oh, no.
Human rights. I did a video. I actually wrote it and shot it a few weeks ago, but I just put it up on my channel yesterday as I'm shooting this and probably uploading this. It's a little skit that I did, a little satirical comedy skit where I play two characters, and one of
I haven't seen that, but I am going to watch. Steve Shives is pulling a pitch meeting. Oh God! What
At least he doesn't have stuffed animals this time.
Oh God!
The characters I play is a public school teacher, and the other character I play is a father of a public school student who, it turns out, and spoilers, if you haven't seen the video, you might want to stop watching this video and go watch it. It's the parent-teacher conference for a trans student. But, in case the title of the video doesn't spoil it for you, it turns out the student that they're talking about is trans.
There it is. That's what he doesn't think there should be any debate about. Kids who are trans, Jack.
Somebody check his hard drive.
And it's just sort of a situation of the teacher in the skit works in an unnamed state where state law mandates that if a student asks to be referred to using gendered pronouns other than the gender they were assigned at birth, then the teacher can't just do it, can't just affirm the student's gender identity. The student has to run it by the parents or inform the parents first.
Yeah, you guys tell us that being trans will cause the kid to kill themselves, but why would you tell a parent about that? Why would they be on the lookout for anything? Why would you need to inform parents of what's going on with their kid? It's not their kids, right, Jack?
That's right. Those parents, they don't own those kids.
First. And there are all kinds of reasons why that's a really fucked up requirement to put on teachers. And
no, it's not. Not at all. Again, you're telling me that this is done because if they don't do it, the kids are going to kill themselves. There's no proof of that, but that's their argument.
Well,
Which would you rather?
41%.
Now, and again, that is just the attempt rate, not the actual suicide rate.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. It's the ideation rate.
Yeah, but why would you want to inform parents that their kid might have suicidal ideation?
True, yeah. So that's what they use for this. But then, hey, there's no reason for they shouldn't have it to inform the parents. What are you talking about?
Look, he worked very hard to build this straw man. He is going to beat it up, whether you like it or not.
And to put on students who may be in a vulnerable position at home, because not all parents are supportive.
Oh
yes. My God. Who cares?
Some parents actually care about the mental welfare of their children.
I would argue most parents do.
JB, thank you. Look for the signs of the M at lesting you Oh, I get it. Whoops. Teachers. Yes.
Of trans kids, and they might react very aggressively and hostilely if they find out that their child has requested this, or that their child is attempting to transition or come out or whatever.
Dry your lips. This is one of their favorite talking points. You can't let the parents know because they just beat their trans kids to death. What happens is the parents will kill the kid, and then the kid commits suicide. It's the most horrible thing ever. Jack, there's some families that are like, no, and it breaks up families sometimes. And typically, it's, if we're being honest, it's because the kid's being a shithead.
Yeah, it's either a fad or the mom has Munchausen by proxy.
It's just a bad idea for state law to mandate that teachers have to do this.
It's a bad idea for students and teachers to be having sexualized secrets, Steve.
Not to Steve Shives. It's okay to have secrets from other adults, especially parent units, because they might be mean to the child, whereas you could help educate them.
Yeah, we got to educate this kid.
Come here, little Susie. You used to be Billy, but now you're Susie. I have a dress for you. Oh, yeah.
Come into our magic closet.
Oh, the magic closet of secrets. Our little chamber of secrets.
Yeah, what could go wrong there?
Don't tell anyone what happens in the chamber of secrets, kids. You might see my basilisk. Ugh.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. Not all parents support their mentally ill kids' delusions. The horror. I know, right? Thank you, Cryptic. Doctor, that's a peen. It's a boy. Government, you can't assign based on opinion. Doctor, he's literally got a peen. Birth certificate, they, them.
Yeah, it's amazing. You even have doctors these days who argue, no, just because it has a penis, that's assigned at birth. No, stop with the assigned at birth. It is noted at birth. All right, here we go. Back to dumbass.
And so that's kind of what that skit is about. And
I'm sure it's hilarious.
It's got me thinking about a lot of the related issues and how so much of the hysteria.
This is just off the top of his head, but it's had him thinking about this. That's weird, Steve. This is why you don't lie, fucker. See, if he just said, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it," you lied about it. Try to come off as though you're just that intelligent. You're not intelligent. First of all, it would have been better if this came off the top of your head, because you can forgive a little bit of stupidity if somebody's thinking through something. But you've clearly put thought into this, and then you just said you did. I hate liars. But he does his laundry just like you and me, Jack.
It's true, in his creepy murder basement.
And the extreme caution with which certain people, people who would otherwise be supportive of trans people, they approach the issue very, very cautiously. They tiptoe up to it, and they don't want to upset the right-wing, bigoted, transphobic parents in their community, because they know that'll just be a whole thing.
Who are the people out there that are tiptoeing and trying not to piss off the right?
Look, Monkey, he's working hard on these straw men. They take a lot of time. He's gonna beat them up. Just let it happen. He's always right. He's Steve Shives.
You have a ton of people who are afraid of pissing off the LGBT mafia.
Yeah, because you'll lose your entire livelihood.
So they try to maintain this air of, well, let's just, let's not talk about it. Let's not, we need to make sure that the transphobic parents understand that their parental rights aren't going to be trodden on, and that
those assholes.
He assumes all the parents are transphobic.
Yeah.
Their points of view are going to be respected and going to be treated as though they are valid. We can't treat their children's gender identity as though it's valid.
It's not. prepubescent children have no grasp of sexuality.
It's a child. And when we talk about this, remember, we're talking about children as young as 2 months old. That's the youngest I've heard, Jack, is that by 2 months old, they were showing signs that they were trans.
Yeah, those are crazy people trying to get attention, using their children to do it.
But the transphobic parents' point of view, that needs to be treated as though it's valid and handled with respect and with care. And they need to know that they have a right to be heard when they come to town meetings and PTA meetings, and they will be heard. And I just, I think about this, and
the most famous example of this is that guy in Loudoun County who was upset because his daughter got ass raped in a bathroom by a boy in a skirt.
Yeah, who went on to do it again.
Yeah, to another person. And there may be a third victim that just never came forward.
Yep.
But we know at least 2 of them did that, or he did that to 2 people. You have no valid discussion here, sir. Really? Maybe letting boys in the girls' bathrooms a bad fucking idea.
Maybe there are predators out there who will take advantage of that and use it to get close to girls. Have you thought of that, Stevie? No, you haven't, because you're utopian and you have no concept of consequence in the real world.
But notice how he's setting the whole thing up. It's not anybody with any valid. It's those damn transphobes.
Oh no! Any opposition to his belief is some sort of istophobe or bigot, and they're just flat out wrong. It should be ignored. This is not an unusual concept from him. This is pretty par for the course.
Oh, for him, absolutely. But it's also, I mean, the left in general. This is the whole thing. The settled science.
Yeah,
we've heard the settled science. Science should never be settled. It can be, okay, we're pretty sure this is how it works. But they're doing it on shit they have no idea about. I really want to cover that John Stossel interview, but 1, it's really long, and 2, I don't know how he is with copyright.
Yeah.
But he just had a woman who was instrumental in the nonsense of hurricanes getting stronger because of climate change, who has since changed her mind because, wait for it, she looked at the actual data.
Yeah, new information came across her desk and she actually looked at it. What?
And so she started questioning what was being said, and not even to the point of denying climate change. Just, hey, you alarmists are being a little bit alarmist. And yeah, for that, she has just been blackballed.
Hasn't that been a theme in science fiction for decades? I mean, like, you look at that Star Trek episode about the guy that touched the sky, remember, and figured out they're all in a dome, and he died, of course. But nobody wanted to go against the science, the belief.
Science has been used this way pretty much since its inception.
Galileo.
Yeah. That's settled science. And then somebody like, it's actually not. And they are persecuted until it's found out that they're right.
Just usually after they're dead. But
usually, yeah. All right. Back to Butthole Lips here.
And the more I think about it, the more crystal clear it becomes to me what a horrible mistake it was to ever get into the habit of entertaining people with absolutely abhorrent points of view and pulling out the chair and offering them a seat at the table and saying, let's talk about it.
No, we got to burn those witches.
I would agree with him if we were talking about the nonsense that he's pushing here.
Yeah, communism.
Trans children, grooming with teachers. He's basically coming out in favor of that.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one with really stupid views here, anti-science views.
Yeah. So such thing as trans children. There's just parents with mental problems.
And he's out here like, see, you guys shouldn't be allowed to talk. Why do you get to be the one who decides what is and isn't a valid question?
Well, he's the smartest person in the room. So his massive intelligence and ego have dictated that he is correct and the rest of you are wrong. That's it. You're all blocked. If you disagree with him, you're blocked. You can't enter regular society. Your social credit score must suffer, and you'll never be allowed to do anything ever again, you pieces of shit. Disagreeing with His Majesty.
Thank you, Cryptic says, if we nuke Scotland, Earth will cool by 2 haggis. Well, there you go.
That's true.
All right.
Let's try to reach some kind of an understanding. Let's try to find a compromise.
No, we don't need compromise. You need to be defeated in your bullshit.
We can work together on this because we want to make sure that you all feel included.
It's not about feeling included. It's about parents being in what he's brought up so far is parents being informed about what's going on with their fucking children.
They belong to the state, monkey. It takes a village.
All you people who want the legal right to abuse your children.
You mean like teachers do?
I must have missed that argument.
Yeah, the legal right to abuse your children. I'm sorry. Where is that legal?
Who's arguing for that?
Nobody. It's one of the finely crafted straw men that he's been working on this entire time.
No, see, in their world, Jack, from our point of view, this is a straw man. From his, it's not, because if you don't affirm your child's bullshit, their delusion, then you are abusing them.
Yeah, because all kids understand their sexuality at a very young age. Yeah, that's true to pedophiles and weirdos.
Thank you, JB. By the way, it was funny. Brought up Hunter. Just showed the debate. Hunter's still up. To the admin of JD's official Discord. Sorry if derailed thought. Oh no, it's fine. To what was it? Was it JD Delay? I'll have to check it out. I'm not familiar. I hope he enjoys the debate because I had fun in it.
Oh, so fucking dumb.
I enjoyed it.
I went to college for several years and I saw some really dumb shit in my time. But what Hunter did in that conversation was some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's just stupid.
He is.
And he has no concept of what he's talking about 99% of the time, and he doesn't read his sources. And I think because of that, that makes him extra stupid. And I don't like him. Andy looks like a little boy or a little girl dressed like a little boy. And he has weird squirrel cheeks. And you know how much I hate squirrels. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Mr. Dax. Some money's for you as well, good sir. Well, thank you. Am I the only one that thinks Steve Shives is a real-life Brian Griffin from The Family Guy? He does have that cadence in the way he talks, that smugness, and it's really, really annoying. He's so condescending.
Yeah. But as to Hunter, for me, Hunter is no different than the people I argue with on Twitter.
Yeah, dummies.
Yeah, and there's so much. These are the people who love also to talk about disinformation, and the truth is they don't even know. Yeah. I get there's so many arguments with people who just have the basic facts wrong.
Yeah, there is a fundamental problem with critical thinking skills these days.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many people that just believe whatever they're told. The first thing they're told is absolutely true, and they do no research. They don't know how to discern good information from bad information. And it's really pretty sad because they're suckers.
I think it's even worse than that. They're just looking for that confirmation. They want somebody who tells them what they believe in. And like with the Israeli thing, that the Israelis are so mean to the Muslims there in Gaza that their lifespan is 19. That doesn't even make sense. Your population would die because there'd be nobody to take care of the children.
Yeah, you're talking about like teen pregnancies all over the place. It just doesn't make any sense looking at the imagery of the people that are fighting and shooting weapons. They're clearly older than 19.
The whole note, these people just want confirmation bias. And here's the thing. You can have whatever opinion you want. You're entitled to your opinion. You are not entitled to your own facts. Facts are facts. And you can have whatever opinion you want on the fact, but you have to have the fact first.
Yeah.
Anyway,
did you watch Ben Shapiro's breakdown of the conflict over there?
No.
It was pretty good. I recommend it. It was his show a couple days ago. 2 days ago, I think. I'd recommend watching it. It's a little graphic. It's a little hard to watch, but it's well worth it if you want to know what's going on over there. I think he did a pretty fair job, actually.
This is a good time to tell people this. I should have hit this at the top of the show. Hamas has come out and said that they are going to start showing the murder of the kidnapped folks that they have.
The hostages, yeah.
So if you're on social media and stuff and you see anything like that, I really encourage you not to look.
It's haunting.
Sorry for this, but especially you women. Men, you shouldn't eat. This shit will haunt your dreams. You can't unsee that shit once you see it. If you just have to prove to yourself that it's real and look at it, do so. Just understand. This isn't like looking at a picture of a sunny day. This is shit that'll pop up back in your head months, years later, and you cannot get rid of it. Yeah. There's no getting rid of certain scenes in your life.
Yeah. The only thing worse would be to be there so you can see it, hear it, smell it. So,
Dangerous, thank you. If parents are told their kids are trans, they will abuse them. Also, why are the right so hysterical? Steve, still a fucking moron, I see. Absolutely. Yeah. They'll kill their kids. They're fighting for the right to abuse them. Steve, you're a retard.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Not to stereotype, but it's clear that someone is in a sad and childless, and instead of starting a family of his own, he settled for the barren wasteland that left him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he obviously is lonely.
He had a wife for a while, and as you see, there's no reason for a woman to, stay with him.
Well, he's a male feminist. So, I mean, she broke him. She beat him down and broke him, probably crushed his self-esteem, and now he's taken up a hobby of constructing straw men professionally and then beating the shit out of them for internet monies.
And for the record, I have seen some of those things. Yeah, you can't unsee that shit, Jack.
Yeah, I saw the Daniel Pearl one years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And there were a couple where they were burning people in cages too that I saw, and I was like, wow, that's fucked up. Yeah, that stuff will haunt you. Some people can tune it out, most people can't.
You got to be able to compartmentalize. You really do.
Yeah, which women are not good at. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and again, just women, you tend to be more sensitive than we are. I'm not being mean to you guys or misogynistic here. I really am worried for people saying this shit.
Yeah, but see, that's how men were able to take down buffalo and various giant monsters and fight off neighboring tribes, because we can compartmentalize this stuff better than they can, because it's part of the job, biologically.
Mickey says, I resent that. You can resent it all you like, sweetheart. Generally speaking, it's true. Messianic Militant says, I'm 17, so I don't want to see it. Avoid that kind of stuff as much as you can. You can find out if it was real or not without seeing it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to butthole lips. Let's lighten things back up a bit. We're lightening things up back to kids getting mutilated in our schools.
Well, it's butthole lips. So
fuck. What a world.
And deny their personhood and deny their agency and deny their identity.
Wait, deny their agent. They always go to that. Deny their agency. What else should they have agency over, Steve?
What kind of agency? Is it an advertising agency?
Should they have the agency to get into long-term contracts?
Yeah. Look, if a 5-year-old wants to buy that new car, he's going to buy that new car.
Well, what about
tattoo, marriage?
What about their eating choices? What about sex with adults? Oh, wait, I know they like that one. They're children. Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know why they keep trying to turn children into small adults.
I said this way back with Greta. These people honestly believe that children are the smartest people around, and it's because they are dumber than children. So to them, they are geniuses. To somebody like Steve, a 14-year-old who says, no, I'm a girl, is smarter than him. And I agree.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, I think they have this magical perception that kids are untainted by the world around them. They're not jaded like adults are. So they can see the mysteries of the world through a better perspective. No, they can't. Especially if they can't read. Kids are dumb. They're suckers, and they have no concept of what's going on around them. So they have to come up with little stories to explain it to them.
Over on the, we will get back to the video in a second, guys. We keep getting, maybe I should have just done this about Gaza.
No, we should have done that JF video.
Cryptic, thank you. I saw Ben Shapiro's video where he showed the killing of the Thai tourist where Hamas killed him after he moved when he was shot. The savage used I'm not going to read that. That'll be with me for life. Fuck these bastards. Yeah. So be careful what you see. Did Ben at least give a warning about that?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Okay. But let's get back to butthole lips here.
Entity and deny them the simple basic right of being called by their right name and
their made up name.
Their right name would be their legal name, technically.
Does he think this is D&D where everybody has just one name, and if you say it, you control that person?
Yes. Because names mean things, they have magical powers. That's why you don't say Voldemort or Trump.
By their right name. Fuck you.
referred to by their right gender pronouns or whatever they want, like,
or whatever they want. They're children, you retard. We're supposed to be teaching them. We're not supposed to let them have the agency because they have no fucking intelligence.
Yeah, otherwise you end up with like Billy Dinosaur Foot. He's never been around kids. That's pretty obvious.
We need to make sure that you all have a seat at the table and that you feel respected. You people who refuse to respect your children in the most basic fundamental way.
By letting them do whatever they want.
What do you mean, you people?
Look how proud he is of himself here. Gotcha.
I'm just smarter than you. Listen to me, because I'm smart. I'm smart.
Steve, I know you'll never see this, and if you do, you'd never agree, but want to talk about this live? I'd be happy to have this conversation with you.
Right? What a mistake that was.
Was it?
What a mistake it was.
Uh-huh.
The first time a parent stood up in a PTA meeting or a town meeting or a city council meeting and expressed some transphobic or homophobic or xenophobic or otherwise bigoted, abhorrent, deranged, paranoid horseshit.
I'm going to need some examples, Steve, because that's a very specific accusation. And I want examples to see what you're talking about, because it's probably really tame and tepid.
I love when he homophobic and transphobic and throws in xenophobic.
Yeah, because, the parents are like, I don't want little Billy being little Susie, and you keep him away from them darn Browns.
Thank you. Understatement. People trying to justify the war annoys me like need for Hiroshima. It's war. You got hit. Doesn't need a moral right or wrong. Do what you must. I think morally that is a reason to hit back. If somebody hits you, you have every right to hit them back. And if you want them to stop hitting you, you probably should.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're going to keep hitting you.
They're going to just keep hitting you.
All right, back your lunch money.
Stevie he's really upset that somebody got up and talked at a board meeting about how their children were seeing books with, little boys sucking off other little boys.
Or little boys sucking off adults.
Oh, yeah, the lawnmower book. Was that Lawn Boy?
Yeah, Lawn Boy.
Yeah. How dare those xenophobic, racist, asshole parents not want their kid to read about pedophilia? Fucking asshole.
Yeah, where are the limits? Like, is he good if we decide to start teaching that straight is great and MAGA, he can't complain then, right? Because the teachers have decided that that's what the kids need to learn.
Yes.
Okay, so the Trump doctrine must be installed in all classrooms. That's what he said. That's his rules, not mine.
And they were listened to and
No, they
taken
weren't.
serious.
No, they weren't. They're still not being listened to and taken serious. They're being told they're wrong, that they're scientifically wrong.
They're trying to put them on the terror watch list.
Yeah. Sent the fucking FBI. Because parents stood up to go, this is horse shit. To use his word. He liked that. He was I love how emphatically he said horse shit.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to be tough. He's a tough guy.
I'm crippled and I could probably knock him over with just blow on him a little bit. And he'd fall on his ass because he's a weak piece of shit. That's why your wife left you and went and found a man, fucker.
Yeah, he's sort of like a soccer player. Like, you just walk past him and he falls down and grabs his leg going, ah!
He's one of those people when you find out he's divorced, you can just look at, oh, she went and found a man, huh?
She found a straight guy, eh?
Seriously, and entertained and indulged instead of having someone interrupt them.
You don't need to just keep throwing out synonyms.
And amuse.
And listen to Jesus Christ.
And say, sit down and shut the fuck up.
Steve, sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, sit down and shut up. Because that's historically worked out well when you marginalize one group of people, so especially half the population, so much by telling them to shut the fuck up about what's going on with their children. That works out real well historically. Does not end in bloodbaths at all, ever. Nope. People will just let you do whatever you want to their kids, and they'll never push back on it whatsoever. Idiot.
But it has become the leftist argument. If they don't like what you say, shut up. And that's what, settled science is.
Yeah. Well, it's it's the communist I'm always right mentality.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you're superior and you also think you're entitled, that is the mentality that is adopted. And with these young commies, that's what they think. I'm young up to middle age these days, but they have a superiority complex that they're better than you, and they know better for you, and they know what's best for you and your crotch goblins. So they're going to tell you how to live your life, and if you don't like it, they will destroy you. And that works out well historically. I mean, it's not like we're going to end up with a Robespierre at some point because of all this. No, you will shut up, sit down, and take what you're given, and enjoy your gruel and your pod. You eat your bugs and shut up, peasant. Your intellectual betters are here.
Because that's what that kind of belief and opinion and point of view deserves. If your perspective is, I don't want to respect other people's rights. If your perspective is, I think I should have the right to deny other people, including my own children, their right. If that's your perspective, if that's what you bring to the table, hey, you shouldn't get a seat at the table.
Using your pronoun is not a right, okay? Respect is not a right.
He didn't say anything about parents' rights. You notice that?
Well, he doesn't think they have any.
No. It's just the kids in the school. This is what I really want to get to his next point. So I'm just going to shut up and wait till he gets to it. He's going to say this stupid shit about sit down, shut the fuck up. Steve, nobody's buying that you're a badass. Nobody is. Give me a 1 in chat if you think he's a badass. Give me a 2 if you think he's a little pussy. He won't even talk to people who disagree with him. That's how badass he is.
We need to specify intellectually, not his butthole lips, not if you find them sexy as a butthole or a vagina. Okay.
Fuck you. Shut up. Sit down.
Grr. Give me a good grr, Steve. Show me how manly you are.
I feel like that's the most productive way to handle it as a society, as a community.
That's not regressive at all.
The productive way to handle it is just tell people they're not allowed to speak.
Yes.
That sounds
wants
very
to hear your opinion, magatard.
Mickey says, I sound more intimidating than this creature. You do. She was on the game stream with us the other night. I've heard Mickey's voice before. She has a very lovely voice, by the way. And yes, it is more intimidating than this piece of shit.
And I feel like, that's kind of the way, and I'm not an advocate for let's just go back to the way things used to be, because that's a mistake most of the time. But there are specific instances where I'm like,
and that's how it starts.
Is he going to advocate for like nobility and stuff like this?
No, he's just going with the you're not allowed to have a different opinion.
Oh, okay.
See, people used to be shut up, and that was wrong. But when I do it, we'll do it just in the right instances.
Yeah, I could easily picture him wearing some finery clothes with a powdered wig, going, away from me, peasant. Away.
You brought up Robespierre earlier. It's literally that, Mr. We don't behead people. That's wrong. Okay, well, this guy deserves it. And suddenly more people than ever were beheaded under his rule.
Yep.
Cryptic, thank you. Mickey sounds like Elijah Woods. No, she does not. All right. Isn't this how we get totalitarianism? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he's advocating for. The silencing of a class of people. This is how you get camps. And
it's what they want. I watched the Destiny debate. I was on somebody remind me of the name of that stream I was on the other night. And they asked me if I'd seen Destiny arguing on Adam and Sitch's show. And so I hadn't seen it yet, so I go over there and watch. And Destiny is calling Trump a fascist. And all of his supporters are fascists too, or at least they support fascism. Do you guys not understand? Even if you believe Trump is an authoritarian, there's a difference between authoritarianism, dictatorship, and fascism. They can all be the same, but they are different things. And one of the parts of fascism that you guys hate so much is the silence of dissenting views.
Yep.
They always forget that part.
Well, because they're communists most of the time.
I mean, I remember when these kinds of beliefs and the people that held these kinds of beliefs were kept out on the fringe, were not admitted to the big boys table.
When?
Back in like the 50s, when grooming children and letting them believe they were different genders was a total thing. It was just accepted. What the fuck is he talking about? I know he likes censorship because he tries to block everybody on the planet, but this is really dangerous mentality.
Two things. First, Kevin Sarvold, thank you so much. Hey, just got here. How are you, Mark? How are you, Monk? And some other dude. Oh my God, who let this geezer out of the closet? I thought he no longer existed. No, he's here. And speaking of old timers, what's up, Bering? How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Bering.
He says he's going to do a video about this one. I kind of figured you might, because if I saw it, I'm pretty sure you had. By the way, I didn't know. Did you see what's going on down there in Australia with the indigenous thing going on in their constitution?
No, I did see a bunch of Aboriginals are supporting Hamas, though.
You should everybody check out Bering's latest video on it. It's not his usual style where he's making fun of people like the one he did with that hairy arm chick. This one's just going over why he's voting no on this proposal that they have to their constitution.
Does this give him like special rights or something?
Well, maybe. Maybe with the wording, it's. I mean, I could see both sides of the argument there, which makes me always lean towards no, because you need to be more specific about what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about changing their constitution here. Yeah, maybe having specifics would be okay.
Are they going to legalize sleeping in the street after huffing gas or
drinking gas? Thank you.
Whatever, same thing.
They're going to legalize flat abo titties.
Ew.
Man, we haven't said abo titties around here in a long time.
I know. It's kind of necessary whenever we bring up Australia. It's emus and abo titties.
Indeed. But yeah, check out Bering's video on that. Check out, if you're not following Bering, what the hell's wrong with you in the first place?
Yeah.
And remember, he got his original Twitter back too.
We're
so
all
follow
by that.
Follow him over there. It's at bear_ing. So BEAR_ING. All right, let's get back to butthole lips here. Jesus Christ.
It's a vaginoplasty vagina. That used to be a penis. He used to just have a penis instead of a mouth. Then they inverted it. Now he's got a mouth.
It's pronounced emu.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I've translated it into English.
We Americans say it wrong, and I prefer the way we say it. It just sounds like there should be more to the word the way everyone else says it.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a retarded cat. Emu!
All right. No offense to our Australian friends. Anyway, here we go. Look, they can call them whatever they want. They lost like 2 wars to them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, to the adult.
Need to get with the Israelis and get an Iron Dome for the next time they attack. Keldrick, thank you. Steve forgets that he's the kind of person who would be oppressed. Well, not at first, you see. You gotta get him in there and get the change, and then you get rid of the people who spoke up. Anyway.
Table, I should say, with the rest of us.
Right?
Us. They were kept outside, and they were like, no, you can't come in here because you're not serious.
Yeah, the people who thought that little girls are little girls, they were kept out. Yeah.
That
makes
out
sense.
In the cold. Yes.
And
the Puritans had such a great idea. Ostracizing people worked out great for their society. That's why there's so many puritanical cities these days.
Indeed.
We're not going to take you seriously, right? And I kind of think it was better when it was that way. I kind of think it was better. It was easier to make progress.
Really?
Yeah, I think Steve would have made a great witch hunter.
No doubt. It was easier to make progress back when we only had one view and nobody challenged anything.
Yes. It worked out spectacular. We didn't call it the Dark Ages. No. Look, witches were everywhere back in the day, and that's why witchfinder generals like Matthew Hopkins and Steve Shives here created their own positions and didn't need any requirements. They just went town to town and be like, that's a witch. Let's burn them.
I mean, for God's sake.
I think we should have individual rights. Heretic.
Now, I'm going to do something. Bearing, I'm going to send you the link. You don't have to join. No pressure at all, my friend. I know you said you're going to be doing. Where the hell is his actual account?
I don't know.
There it is. Again, no pressure. Just if you want to come laugh at Steve with us, there you go. But otherwise, guys, make sure you check out his video when he gets it made. All right, back to dipshit here. Whoops.
When, we still had disagreements, there would still be people that would argue. We would still, it would sometimes be a great challenge to reach a consensus. But at least all the people having the discussion, or most of the people having the discussion, were serious people who had serious points of view that deserved to be heard and argued about.
This is the part that really bothers me. Why do you get to choose what deserves to be argued about?
Because he's better than you, monkey. Duh.
All right. Bearing said he'll be here in a couple minutes. Jack, will you hold down the show for just a second?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I have to step away.
All right. Monkey's got to go rub one out. I don't like Steve. I don't hate the guy. I just feel pity for him because he is trapped in this mindset. I mean, I also didn't have to interact with him ever because he blocked me on Twitter. But it's just kind of sad to me that he has such a limited perspective on everything. He can't get past his own worldview. Why is chat going like 1,000 miles an hour? Steve Shives part of the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody ever expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, I mean, he might be. He could have built the entire narrative of Rome, according to Rome Girl. Megatron has to tinkle. Look, he's got some excess oil. That's all. Megatron exists. Why is there no Negatron as a negative Tron? That's the Mirror Universe version. No daylight savings in Queensland. It makes the curtains fade quicker. I don't get that one. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Chicago Mike, for that feminist donation. Isn't it a witch if it weighs the same as a duck? No, I think if you weigh the same as a duck, you're a witch, I think. Or if you're heavier, whatever the arbitrary standard is to make you a witch, that's what they're gonna go with. Let's be honest. You're guilty either way, you filthy witch.
Sorry about that, dude, man. I just got so dizzy. Wearing these glasses, I've had that problem recently. I got to get the bifocals because if I see anything really close to me, my brain just goes, and that's not fun. Anytime. Anyway, as I was saying, Jack, this whole notion that he gets to be the arbiter of what is and is not a valid argument. No, fuck you. And trying to say that that's how progress is done. Can anybody name me a time when progress was only when people who were diehards mattered? Anyone?
See, when was zealotry in vogue?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about here, is zealotry.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
We only what we believe matters.
Spanish Inquisition would be probably the best example that I could think of. Maybe the communists.
I'm actually glad that Bering's about to join when he is, because Steve is about to tell us when debate is okay. And it's as dumb as you might think, Jack.
Of course it is. I pity this man. He is just so myopic in his vision. He just cannot see outside of himself. He cannot see other people's perspectives. And the only thing I could do with people like that is pity them, because it seems like that's very limiting to you in your life.
I don't care that he has this retarded belief. I care that other people listen to him and go, yeah, that makes sense. All right, back to dummy. Seriously, Steve, I'll discuss this with you.
Oh, Bering said he'd be about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I saw that right before I left. All right.
Instead of people coming in going, I'm going to deny that trans people exist, and I don't want anyone to contradict me on that. Or
who's...
I'm telling you, these are finely crafted straw men. He spent hundreds of hours crafting these things. These are like the Gothic cathedrals of straw men.
No,
and
bro.
He's just beating them up. I mean, like Rocky Balboa.
He just thought of this. This all just came to him that he thought about for a long time.
Yeah, he probably did while he was pooping or something.
What he's talking about here is the children specifically. When he says that trans people don't exist. No, what they're saying is that there's a social contagion going on, and it's pretty fucking clear. Anyway, 1 second. Bering, my friend, how the hell are you?
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
I hear you just fine, man. It's been a long time. How are you and the family doing down there?
Yeah, we're really good, thanks. Really good. Little kiddies at kindy today, so we're just chilling. I think last time I spoke to you guys, I was a little bit two sheets to the wind, wasn't I?
No, you? That's never happened.
Yeah, it's Jack, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been probably a year since we spoke.
And it's been a while.
And Steve brings us together again.
Yeah, so have we been past the bit where he's talking about trans kids?
We're just kind of finishing that part up where the parents aren't respecting the trans kids and their agency and letting them do literally whatever they want, is what he says. Whatever they want.
Oh, I was bitching about this to Sugar Tits before. That part just enraged me because he's talking about like how parents shouldn't get the right to have any knowledge or input on their kids, gender identity and that sort of thing. The teachers should be bound by anonymity, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Says the vasectomized YouTuber who makes videos about stuffed animals and Star Trek, never had a kid, divorced. He's in some weird internet relationship with a married chick from another state. Who the hell are you to talk to us parents about how to parent?
Well, you see, he has the right ideas and we just don't.
Yeah, he has moral superiority on his side. Just ask him. He'll tell you that.
He's unbelievable. Jack, I heard you saying before about how you don't hate Steve, and I don't hate him either, but I just loathe everything about him. He repulses me.
He's one of those people that once he gets an idea in his head, he can't get rid of it and he can't see anything else. And I find that to be almost a mental illness, I'm sure he
Yeah.
has several anyway, but it's kind of pathetic and sad in a way. I actually kind of feel bad for him because that's going to limit his ability to do anything in life. Can
See,
you
Yeah.
picture this guy in a meeting?
I don't feel bad for him because this is the choice he's made. And ever since I've been aware of Steve, I mean, he's literally been known for blocking anybody who has the slightest
Yeah.
deviation from
Well,
anything he thinks.
No, I think we've established in our like 5-year friendship here, Monkey, that when I pity somebody, that doesn't mean I respect them as a human being.
Oh no, I wasn't. No, see, I
He's
just,
like a homeless person or a chiropractor. I will step over their dying body in the street, tell them to get a job, and move on my way. They'll be
You
like,
don't
I
like
feel bad for you, loser.
You don't like chiropractors?
No, they're like non-people to me, like the homeless and hookers.
Fair enough. Someone's had their back stretched the wrong way.
Yeah, I
they
don't trust
cracked
those
wrong.
witch doctors.
No,
If I want a shaman, I'll go out to the Indian reservation and find one.
if we weren't 5 years on and he was still unwilling to listen to any view but his own, maybe I'd pity him. But no, I don't pity him. I think he's an asshole.
Oh, he
Yeah.
absolutely is an
Yeah.
asshole. But that's why I don't think he could ever get like a real job. He can only ever do something like YouTube because he's so limited in his perspective. It's almost crippling to him to be able to.
He just told us being that way is how you get advance. That's how you advance things.
Yes, that's why his viewership is skyrocketing, I'm sure, and why he's super internet famous.
But imagine him in the real world. Like, you make a good point there. If
Oh,
he had to go
God.
get a job, just interacting with, like, if he was a cashier or something, or he worked at a hardware store or something, just interacting with normal everyday people, he'd go insane. He'd be depressed. He'd
Yeah.
go home and cry about it.
It'd be impossible for him because he'd constantly be arguing with people because
Yeah.
he has a need to be right. He's a lot like a woman in a way. The risk of sounding super sexist, but he hits everything for sign: shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. He hits all of those. He cannot stop himself. He thinks like a menstrual woman. You couldn't interact with this asshole on a day-to-day basis because he's perpetually PMSing.
Yeah, you can't block someone at the hardware store.
Yeah, he could not handle a real job, I don't think. I honestly think he would constantly be the low man on the totem pole at any job he had. He could not advance.
Although, imagine him as like a diversity and equity officer.
Oh, God.
That's terrifying.
So HR makes an announcement. New employee Steve Shives is in charge of diversity and equity. Oh my god!
My resume would be out that day.
Yeah.
Got to clean up the CV, guys. I'll be back in a little while.
Yeah, I reckon HR people are worse than chiropractors. I'd make that leap.
Well, they're not human.
Absolutely.
But chiropractors are at least human beings. They're just non-people. They're like the untouchables in India. I would at least, be like, well, that's a person. They have some people rights, not many, but they're just filthy peasantry. Whereas like HR people, those are some sort of magic, evil wizardry going on there. I don't know what summoned them, but they need to go back to their home dimensions.
Yeah.
HR comes from women's studies, man. They're like, we used to say, what kind of job are you going to get with a women's studies degree? And they're like, HR.
See,
God.
Witchcraft.
I've only ever worked in one big place with a HR department. It was a huge company, and they just stifled progress.
Yes.
Like you'd be in the middle of something, you'd be in the middle of a big deal or something, and HR wants to talk to you about something, and it's just fuck off. Like, let me do my thing. If you were good at what I did, you'd be doing that.
There's only one place I've ever worked with HR, and I absolutely hated any dealing with them. And it's amazing how self-righteous those people are.
Oh yeah, they're always correct, and they know they have a little bit of power, and they know it, so they wield it every chance they get. And everything you do is problematic, and they talk to you like you're 5. The best thing you could usually do when you're in one of those conversations is just look really confused and maybe start crying, and then they'll feel bad for you.
You know what? The only thing worse than a HR person is a HR video You know, when you,
Oh,
you know, when you
God,
start
yes.
with a company and they call you into their office and you've got to watch the video.
I
Oh.
love the videos. The sexual harassment one always made me laugh my ass off because everybody's so awkward in it.
Yeah.
They look like
especially the ones
sexual
from like the
predators.
80s.
Yeah, they look like
Yeah.
sexual predators before they ever speak.
And they do
yeah.
like stereotypical shit that you would see in a movie, not in real
Yes.
life.
Yeah. Nice
Yeah.
titties, Susan. Nobody
Yeah,
does
you
that.
Slap her on the ass.
Yeah. All right. I'm very excited that you're here for this part, Baron, because I don't know how much you paid attention to this, but he's getting ready to tell us how much the debate is okay.
Yeah,
And
right.
coming
Yeah,
from
I've,
this
I've
guy-
actually watched this, but I sort of glanced over it. So yeah, let's go through this together.
I'm shocked he didn't catch on fire when he said it. All right,
Oh,
here he
man.
goes.
I was reeling about the kids part because, like I said, I was just thinking you're a Star Trek YouTuber. You know, you're one of those classic old SJWs, mate. You know, who's got no kids. He's literally had a vasectomy. He's got no kids. He's had a vasectomy. He doesn't even fuck anyone. He's got a vasectomy. Yeah. What kind of bloke does that?
These days, apparently red pillars, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Hey man, as long as these people are not reproducing, I'm cool with it. Like, go get your vasectomy and shout into the void on the internet so that you're not having children and having a real impact on my life. But unfortunately, this asshole does have some kind of following still. I don't know how, but.
Or I'm going to deny that gay people exist, and I don't want anyone to contradict me on that.
Anybody heard people deny gay people exist?
What?
No.
Is that settled science?
I think it's settled science now.
I'm gonna need see some studies on that.
But how can you like this guy rails about homophobia all the time? How are we to believe that gay people don't exist and be homophobes at the same time?
That's a good question. But don't ask it because they don't have an answer for it.
Like, Barry, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I told Monkey. He spent a lot of time on these straw men. They're finely crafted, and he's going to beat them up.
Yeah.
Well, he had a contradiction when he was talking about the kids. At one point, he's like, we shouldn't tell these parents, you know, about these kids. But he brings up how vulnerable they are. If there's as vulnerable as you say, shouldn't the parents be aware of that?
No, don't worry. The teachers will comfort them.
I just can't imagine a guy like this sort of having any say in my child's education or policies at her school or anything like. Just imagine that. It literally makes me cringe.
Oh man, I'd be terrified. I can't say that. I'll get in trouble.
I wouldn't have a problem with it if there was any indication that he'd ever been around a child. Anybody who's been around children for any length of time knows that you can't just let kids do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
you can't indulge their delusions.
Children run toward danger constantly.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I don't have children, but I've been around children. I have friends with kids. I've had jobs where I was working with kids. I did my teaching methods, all that nonsense. Children are some of the stupidest people I've ever met.
Oh, they're retarded, yeah.
Yeah, they will constantly run toward pointy things and be like, oh, that looks fun to hug. They'll run into the street. You can't be like, oh, he's just exploring his gender. What,
kids,
dead?
Look,
dead is gender?
Kids are so dumb, we had to put warnings on capes to let them know that they wouldn't make them fly.
Is that true?
That's absolutely true.
Sadly.
Kids were putting on capes and jumping off roofs and getting severely hurt, so they had to put warnings on them.
Our kids are a little more retarded here in the States.
Or adventurous. All right, back to Stevie.
Or I have pretty much convinced myself that the state is against my religion because they have decided they can't compel everyone to pray to my God. And I don't want anyone to contradict me on that.
When did God come into this?
I know. We're talking about school board meetings, and this fucker's like, there's people trying to bring God in. Nobody's up there saying, hey, we got to pray every day. These school board meetings, they're going there and they're reading books that are in their kids' libraries that are very sexual in nature.
But if you're a parent and you're religious, I mean, I'm not religious at all, but if you're a parent and you're religious and you want your kid to do all that stuff, then that's your right as a parent. Like, here's this guy railing against, railing for gender pronouns and gender fluidity and all that stuff, but like praying, how dare you?
I agree that the parents should have the right to stand up and say it, but nobody is. He's just beating straw men left and right.
He has a particular idea of what these parents are, and it's the most stereotypical Trump supporting Southerner from the buckle of the Bible Belt possible. Like, they all go to church 4 days a week, and they're burning heavy metal records, probably. I don't know. He seems to have this perspective that that's what they're all like.
He thinks they're Archie Bunker in a Klan hood.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
He's talking about parents being abusive. There's already laws against that. I mean, that's already covered, Steve.
He literally said that they're advocating to abuse their children. Who? Anyway, all right.
I would like to be treated as though I am right and be humored, please, and be indulged, please.
That was the most honest thing he's ever said, right there.
He wasn't saying about himself. Bearing, have you seen
he wasn't saying it about himself, but it's just ironic. It was.
It was. Have you seen the video that he talks about in here where he did a skit where he plays two different people?
No, I haven't. But I as I said, I watched this video before, and he spends about 3 minutes talking. Just if it was a short, just play the video, Steve. For Christ's sake, don't explain the joke.
I love that he's pretending it's a surprise, but then he lets loose that he actually put it in the title. The twist is in the title.
Well, Steve's not one for thinking other people are smart, so
he thinks children are. I tell you, these people think kids are smarter than them because kids are smarter than them.
As you grow, you get dumber. It's just science. That's why every Nobel laureate is under 8.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Keldrick.
Oops. Go ahead.
Steve's projecting. He's just mad his own religion isn't in control. Yeah. A secular religion of what? I don't know. What is he a communist? Because he sure sounds like one sometimes.
He's not a communist. I've seen him sort of talk against communism, but he's as far left as you can get, I think, without being a communist.
The best response to me in a civil society full of serious people who want to make a serious go at this whole democracy thing, not only the best, but the only acceptable response to those kinds of people is to say, sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just stifling debate has always worked to keep bad ideas at bay.
Yeah, he says on YouTube the public square. This guy's just unbelievable.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong here, but didn't Germany expel Hitler for a while?
They locked him up the Weimar Republic locked him up for trying.
Yeah. How'd that work out for him?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
If he had just gotten with the collective hive mind, we wouldn't have had those problems. Everybody should fall in line and be a good little drone for their intellectual overlords, like Steve here, because he's got a big brain. It's better than yours.
Look, I think he's wrong on the topic, but the point here is that the way to put down bad ideas is to argue against them. It's not just to say, "Hey, we can never talk about that." That
I like how he uses this he uses this catchphrase at some stage in the video. He goes, should these people be given a seat at the table? And the answer is no. Fuck off. Sit down.
Yeah.
At the table? Or?
Apparently on the floor.
We have a little mat over there for you to sit on. Yeah. Good catch. I missed that one. Damn it. All right. Come on, butthole lips. Talk to me.
And you know what? That's how I run my YouTube channel. I mean, I realize how I run my YouTube channel is not and should not be taken as a model for how we should run society.
True.
But if you've ever watched my videos and you look through the comment section and you notice that maybe my comment section isn't quite as deranged and isn't quite as much of a fucking shit show as a lot of other people's comments, that's because I hold my comments for review. And when someone leaves a comment that is one of those types of comments, or is the kind of comment where they're obviously just trolling or showing up to try and start shit or try to derail things, I delete those comments and I block those people so they can't comment anymore. I don't
just one
approve the
just
comment
Sure,
and have it argued.
I'm pretty sure he derails himself at the end of this video because he starts to say, now, if you leave a comment simply disagreeing, like as if to say disagreeing in good faith, I think he means to go on and say, I'll respect that sort of thing, and I'll interact with you. But he fucks himself up. He gets lost in his own train of thought and tells him to fuck off still.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to get to this part, because I love him. He's talking right now about he censors the fuck out of comments. For the record, the only thing I censor in mine is the people trying to push porn that's going to get people's accounts stolen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can pretty much say what you want in comments to my videos, and my comment section's not bad at all. The comments just in the live stuff, even people when it's disagreement, we don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
YouTube tends to delete like super bad comments by themselves anyway. I don't really touch mine at all. I just or I suppose someone else reports them or something, or I don't know.
Well, I go, a lot of my comments, even though they're not bad, end up in the held for review thing. And so I have to go in there every so often and clean it out. And if I see those ones, I just flag them as spam. So hopefully YouTube will actually do something about them, which they won't. Real quick, Mick Adams, thank you so much, who says using sperm for what? And Kevin Star, thank you. Doesn't he need to have people to comment on his channel? He actually gets still like 10 to 15,000 views per video. That's not bad.
Depends what the video is. If it's like he does pretty well in the Star Trek community thing, which just bores the hell out of me. But his other videos, probably 10, 15,000, something like that.
All right, so back to Stevie here telling us how he censors but doesn't. He's going to tell us.
Argument with them or present my point of view and say, let's talk about why you feel that way. Let's talk about what has led you to this, in my opinion, erroneous conclusion. I don't.
You know what you could do, Steve? You could allow those comments and not respond to them.
Why is it every time you pause, it looks like he's giving oral sex?
Because he has
that's his resting bitch face. That's his face.
He's got resting blowjob face. Wonderful.
It's haunting because
keep going.
When I came up with the idea that it was an inverted penis, it just fucks with me now, seeing his pause face like that. Like, I expect it to smell like poop.
Time because life is too fucking short. I block them, I ban them, I delete their comments, and life goes on just fine without those people in the comment section.
Hey, Stevie, let me help you out. Just to prove it, let people say what they want and don't respond. You get even more of your time back.
Yeah. Do you think he does that in real life? Like he has stickers that say blocked, and when somebody says something he doesn't like in public, he slaps it on the forehead. Like, you're blocked. Nah.
He's got a little stamp. He stamps people's wrists.
Sticks his fingers in his ear and runs off crying.
La. Yeah. Okay.
And if there's some analogy of that we could get back to practicing in real life, that would be fucking great. Not just for me, but especially for the people who are harmed and damaged and delegitimized and marginalized by the people who hold those kinds of beliefs.
He really likes getting descriptive, doesn't he?
Notice he started swearing again. He didn't swear for ages because his channel, when he started, it was like 2012 or something, way before my time on YouTube. And his original channel name was Steve Likes to Curse, and he was really edgy, and he used to say fuck a lot. But now he stopped doing it, but he's doing it again now.
Lancelot, thank you. So brave, so bold, Steve. I will stand up and cheer your courage. Yeah. Once again, he gets to be the arbiter of what is and is not legitimate debate. That is a disturbing idea. And not just because it's Steve. I'm like that. If Bering was like that, if Bering's like, oh, look, only my ideas should be heard, I'd be like, dude, did you hit your head?
Yeah.
Well, look,
And what fun is that anyway? Imagine everyone agreeing. Imagine creating a bubble where everyone agrees with you. That'd be shit.
it'd be boring as hell, but he'd
Yeah.
probably like that because Steve's a weird dude. But look, Monkey, your heresy is unacceptable. I'm afraid you're gonna have to be silenced.
All right. Here's where he's going to tell us how you are allowed to argue with them.
And have been afforded a completely unwarranted level of political and cultural power as a result of the rest of us.
All right. Sorry. I said I was going to let him get to it, but how dare you, sir? You're talking about before this massive blow up of trans people here in the United States. Trans people were 0.03% of the population. That is 0.03, not 30%, not 3%, not even 0.1%, 0.0001%, 0.03%. And they have literally changed the entire country. And you're talking about outdo influence?
Yeah.
Again, your heresy is not be tolerated.
This is what I was talking about earlier. You can have whatever opinion you want, but you need to have the actual facts first.
Yeah, and you can wear a dress and wear makeup and shit. I don't care about that. But like,
if you're a grown ass adult, do what you want. I don't give a fuck. But when you're talking about the kids, no, just no.
Stay away from the children.
Treating them like they deserve to be taken seriously when they don't. Now, having said all of that,
yes, please tell us.
And especially having said the bit just now about how I handle my comment section, if you disagree with me on this or you have a dissenting point of view, please don't let anything I've just said dissuade you from leaving a comment and sharing your point of view with me and potentially with everybody else. Because look, I'm not going to bite your head off. I'm not going to tell you to sit down and shut the fuck up. Right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to grandstand like that and try
to do that. He's not going to dismiss you.
No.
Please,
not going to tell you that. Not going to tell you to sit down and shut the fuck up.
It's just going to delete your comment and block you.
Humiliate you or make you look like a fool if you leave a comment and I judge that your comment is of the category I've been discussing in this video, and I think it's too offensive or too insipid or too asinine or too whatever, then I'm just going to delete it and I'm just going to ban you and nobody's ever going to know you ever said a fucking thing. So fire away.
Yeah, but Steve, this is how people like, this is how you blew up to be like the biggest fucking gaylord homo on YouTube because you did this and everyone started talking about you. So it made you more famous than you ever would have been. And it made people's voices speaking out against your bullshit even louder. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said at the beginning of this, he is famous for blocking people who've never heard of him. Anytime
anyone who follows me or
yes,
automatic block.
I am fairly certain because I know like Christy Winters, she blocked me because I said stuff to her. I don't think I ever said anything to Steve. I'm pretty sure that's your fault.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because he's got some like turbo, like block list manager thing, and anyone who follows me or interacts with me, I'm pretty sure it's just automatic block.
Thank you, Mighty Balzac, who says, "Tell Monkey about the flat abo titties." I know about him. I've actually looked them up on the show before.
I think he meant tell Bering about.
Oh, Bering. Bering lives in Australia. Titties. He knows about flat abo titties.
What do you mean flat abo titties? Yeah,
have you ever seen the pictures of naked abo chicks online? They all have their
like the pancake hangers sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're fucking disgusting.
Nobody can explain it to me in a way that doesn't make me sound very, very xenophobic. So I'm not even going to bring that one up.
Yeah. Hey, someone said in the chat before. I'll just bring it up quickly and then I'll ditch. But the JF thing. I think I saw you guys talking about it the other day. But I've got a theory. Right? I've got a theory that explains everything. Right.
All right.
See what he did was, right. They had an argument, and then she's like, "I want to leave you. Drop me off somewhere." So he's like, "Okay, fine." And so he drops her off at like a gas station where there's cameras because he keeps saying, "Oh, there's cameras. There's cameras," which is a weird thing to say. She was alive, and there was cameras where I dropped her off. Okay. And then what happened, right, is he went home knowing that she's retarded and that she's gonna like get lost and she's gonna need his help and all that. He waited the 2 days, right? And because remember, he said that she rang him 2 days after he dropped her off. So she rang him and said, "Oh, JF, I'm out here alone. I'm cold. I'm in danger. Can you come and pick me up?" And he goes, "Yes, no problem." Right? He says, "I'll meet you at this spot." Right? And it's just like a park or something by the side of the road. He turns his phone off, so there's no digital trace. He maybe even goes so far to hire a car. He goes and picks her up at that spot, right? Takes her phone from her, drives to the most remote place, like just the most remote place he could find, and goes, "Get the fuck out," knowing that she's just going to walk off into the woods and she's got no chance. That explains that fits with his story.
It does, yeah.
It does. Real quick, let me get these. JB, thank you. I feel like inserting the speech from Billy Madison. Everybody in this room is now dumber for listening to it. You're not wrong. And Kevasar, thank you. I was blocked by Steve and Christy because of Bearing. That's probably true.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Yeah, with the JF thing, he went on Dick Masterson's show yesterday, I think it was. And I only got to see the very beginning of it. And he explains that, yeah, he dropped her off near the ocean, which is a new weird twist. And just the way he talks about it. This is supposedly a woman that he loves, and she just disappears. And 2 days later, calls him to tell him that she's turning off her phone. I think you're very close to what happened, but instead of turning off his phone, he just left it on at his house.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so they can, when they digitally track him, he can say, "Well, yeah, look, I was at home that whole time," because the radio towers are pinging and all that.
Yeah,
and
so
because
it's
4 months later, all the camera footage anywhere that could have caught him when he went back to pick her up and drop her off somewhere remote, it's all erased, and all the shit from his house is erased. So there's no camera footage showing him leaving or anything like that. This is all speculation. This is all a bit of fun. He's obviously innocent until proven guilty. But just one last.
Well, we can speculate.
It is funny that he's. I mean, I didn't watch the Dick Masterson thing, but you said that he dropped her off near the ocean.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yes, that's absolutely what he says.
That's funny because like anyone else would say, "Yeah, I dropped her off at the beach."
No,
wouldn't you? Like it's kind of sort of hints at like she's in the ocean.
He dropped her off a cliff by the ocean. Johnny, okay, thank you. Johnny, thank you. Yes, dropped off. That's the word for it. I don't know that he did it, but he's not helping himself with the way he's telling his stories and everything. What kind of person says my whole life is recorded in case this happens?
Yeah. There's another possibility I thought of, right? She's just in the basement, right? and she's not tied up or anything. She's a willing part of this, and this is all just this is all for clicks. And she comes forward and goes, "What's the big deal, guys? He's a good guy." And all of a sudden he's like this fucking hero.
He's the hero that everybody maligned. Yeah.
And he gets views.
Real quick, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. Steve don't like debate, so he just block everyone on the planet. Did he block the guy his wife cooked him for? Steve's wife likes other men's sperm. That's right. Hi, Bearing.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, Steve.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, all that JF stuff. I can't wait to see it out. I mean, the frustrating thing is there probably will be no end to it because he is a very intelligent guy. But so if he did do it, I mean, they're probably not going to find her.
I seriously hope she's alive and safe, and that this has all just been, fun laughing at JF because he just looks like a serial killer and acts like one.
Yeah.
But
that deep clean video that really didn't help, did it?
Yeah, and he says sterilize the house and replace plaster. Who says that?
People have murdered their girlfriends.
Anchorage says, I still don't know what JF stands for. It stands for Jean-François.
Jean-François Guerrepi.
It stands for just fucking potatoes. That's what it stands for.
Yeah. Do you think he killed her with a potato masher? Like one of those old school flat metal ones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the disturbing thing is if he did actually like actively kill her and not just drop her off somewhere, because he's a biologist and shit. He's probably did experiments on her and shit. He probably did some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
like
I wouldn't be
like
shocked.
a live autopsy or something. Ugh.
And I don't know that he's OCD, but he kind of gives off that vibe. So he probably did everything 3 times.
Yeah. He just kept the vagina.
Just
It's in a
oh
lunchbox.
god. In his
It's
trophy
in a
case.
lunch. It's in a cooled lunchbox under his bed.
Oh my god.
I
He
can
attached
see
it.
ovaries.
He sewed it to a Mrs. Potato Head doll.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, guys, and thanks for having me. I'm gonna dip, but that was fun. Good catching up with you.
Yeah, it's good talking to you, man.
All right, see you, chat. See you, monkey.
See you, man. Thanks for coming out.
Cheers.
Monkey, did you drop? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, my chat's going crazy again. I understand he's right wing, not sure what exact minor factions he joined. He was alt-right, if I remember correctly. Did we freeze up? I'm so lonely, so sad and lonely. The stairs ambushed monkey. Yeah, they're pretty good at that. Vote no, Aussies. Yeah, I don't know what we're voting no on. I guess it's the abo supremacy that we're voting no on. But yeah, vote no. Did Monkey forget it was a stream? He probably hit the wrong button again. What is the meaning of life? Find something that makes you happy and embrace it. I'm hoping we'll go over that Dick Masterson stream at some point. Oh, you're back.
Oh my god, yeah, it died. My internet just died. I'm on the Starlink now, so I'll probably drop from time to time. But we're at the 2-hour mark anyway, so I was going to wrap up. I was just saying bye to Bearing, and suddenly went gone. Like, well, fuck.
That was
Anyhow,
nice of him to join us for a bit.
It really was. It's been a long time since we got to chat, and I look forward to his take on that video.
Yeah, I like Bearing. He's funny.
Bearing's a good guy. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. I am gonna do a game stream. Is Bubba around? Bubba.
I think he was here earlier.
If Bubba's here, I'm gonna play some Phasmo. If not, I'll probably play. I've been playing quite a bit of RimWorld lately. That game is heartbreaking, Jack.
Oh yeah.
I built up this wonderful little community, and I sent one of them out hunting, and he pissed off a whole pack of animals who came and killed half of my people.
Oh.
One of them was left unharmed, so he took the sick ones and put them in bed, and then he lost his mind and killed them all, and then he got killed by a wanderer who stole him. It was amazing.
It's kind of fucked up sounding.
It is. That game is just, it keeps you on your toes, and you got to be very careful. I heard the vanilla is super hard. RimWorld, it takes, there's a learning curve, a very steep learning curve, and you can play it on a very easy level to get used to it, but yeah, it's not one you can just jump into and know. Anchorage says maybe build everything anew. Theoretically, you can wait, and eventually somebody will just move into your thing and you start over, basically. But how did you fuck up that bad? I sent somebody hunting without paying attention to them. You have to pay attention to them when they're hunting. All right, Jack. So we're wrapping up there, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind to us. Thank you for putting up with butthole lips on the screen for most of the night. I feel like that deserves special consideration, Jack.
I agree.
Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, guys. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links to some videos that I had come out. Also, there is a patron video that just dropped at midnight, supposedly, if I did it right this time. But you never know. But thank you guys so much for the tips. It really does help, and it keeps the show going. So you guys are awesome, and thanks for coming out and watching. And thanks again to Bering for coming by.
Yeah, I always appreciate when he's able to stop by. Ranting Monkey Games right here on the YouTubes. Me and Bubba will be over there. Apparently, we have the high school challenge. The high school is one of my favorite maps, and we don't really get to do it anymore. Just some of the changes they made to the game have made that one really hard to do. But we have a challenge in there, which should be fun. Come over and join us. That is Ranting Monkey Games here, probably half hour to an hour. That'll be up and running. Just follow Ranting Monkey Games, and you'll know when. Also, if you are not subscribed to this channel, do so now. Hit that like button. Tell your friends, your family that bitch you hate. Get them here watching. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I was gonna sing a very clever song, but when I tried, it all went wrong. So instead, I'll just mention my dong, which I haven't done in a while.